What up, everybody? It is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. This week's episode, we are jumping into budget travel tips, the history of traveler's checks, as teased last week. We're doing more Guinness Book of World Records. We are talking about more sunburnt vacation rules and digging into the man himself, Jimmy Buffett's life, to find some untold Buffett facts.
This is we're giving them too much this episode.
It's simply too much, and all you got to do is stick around and watch. You can even like or subscribe, whatever you want to do. To my right, as always, is my co-host. You know him from Tires on Netflix. You know him from his stand-up special, Move Closer. It's Philadelphia's own Chip Chantry.
And over here to my left is Emmy Award-winning writer, producer, and owner of the nation's largest collection of beanie adults, Mr. Thomas O'Brien.
Watch out, China. I'm coming for the world's largest collection of beanie adults. Watch out, China. This is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. Let's get into it, Chip.
Let's do it.
Front desk.
Hi, this is Mr. Chantry in room 308. I'd like to make a complaint. My TV remote control is disgusting.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chantry. We'll have somebody come up and clean that right away.
No, it's not dirty. It's just every time I turn the TV on, The Big Bang Theory is playing.
Oh, and you're a 2.5 Men guy?
Yep.
Chip!
Tommy.
It is episode 32 of the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. We are sitting pretty, I can't even believe this, 62 days away from Chip Chantry's Thanksgiving in Paradise, where we are going with our friends and family to Waikīkī to have a week of fun in the sun, and on the Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, November 26th, you are running your new hour at the Blue Note Comedy Club, or the Blue Note Jazz Club, right there in Waikīkī.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And we're 2 months out, which is honestly the perfect time to say, you know what, screw it, this year for Thanksgiving, I'm coming out to Hawaii. Why not? Come out for a Hawaii vacation. You're like, I've never been to Hawaii. I can't go to Hawaii. Yes, you can. This is actually, I'm going to talk about some traveling tips. This is potentially the perfect time to book some flights, book some hotels, and just be like, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to Hawaii. We'll see some comedy and have fun in the sun for a week.
And I actually booked my travel months in advance.
Yeah, you're much more prepared than I am.
You're much more comfortable. You're a professional traveling stand-up comedian. So you booked your stuff much later than I did, pretty recently, actually. And you got yours for cheaper than I did. We're literally on one of the same flights. You booked it for cheaper than I did.
You ride that weird wave. I don't understand how and why airlines do it, but yeah, the prices go up, they go down, and I've seen the movie Wall Street. I know how it works. Where they're all like doing the thing, and they're this and that, and they're like sell, buy. I think that's all made up.
We are buying flights. We're not selling flights, and you did it right. I did it wrong, which means there's still time for you to get a great deal comparatively. You know, it's not too late. Book your tickets. Come on out. Blue Note Jazz Club. Tickets at BlueNoteHawaii.com or SunburntPodcast.com in our ticket section. Don't go for the resellers. It's not helping us out, and you will overpay. So those are the two places to get the official tickets. Chip, we are really, really in the midst of a fantastic episode. And I think we should just jump right into it, buddy.
You know what we have to do before we get off there? Let's get some slather on right now.
Let's get some slather going.
Get some of that sunblock on. We might be in our studios, in our basements, garages, respectively, or whatever. But you don't know what kind of rays we're getting later today.
If you want to be transported with us,
yes, put some of that on.
A little Hawaiian Tropic or a sunscreen of your choice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of summer right in the nostrils.
Maybe it's a homemade proprietary blend.
Oh, yeah. If we've got any people out there making their own homebrew sunscreen, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what that's all about.
My wife actually made some. It wasn't effective at all. She had the blend. She boiled it all together, and then I immediately put it on my skin.
Ooh, so that was like a whole different kind of burn, not necessarily from the sun.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. And by the way, before we get started, I made that joke about beanie adults at the open. if you want a horror story, I know we're coming up towards Halloween. If you want a horror story, go look at the original Cabbage Patch dolls.
I don't think they ever were like beautiful items. Weren't they
No.
all pretty weird?
They're all pretty weird, but the first ones are horrific, like horror story fodder. It's awful. They were made by this very sweet woman in, I believe, Kentucky or Tennessee, and she just made them out of love, and they were kind of crazy, and they were actually larger too. They were larger than they were. They were like more like children rather than babies, and they're really creepy. And then allegedly, let's just say it, this guy Xavier Roberts came along, saw them, and was like a toy collector, antique kind of guy, and he's like, oh, I want to make these, blah, blah, blah. And he basically just stole the idea and made his own, and then made gajillions of dollars off of these ugly dolls, leaving this lady sort of in the dust.
Wow.
And yeah, it's there. I did a deep dive for an old podcast on the crazy Cabbage Patch riots of 1983, and then I went back in the history. If you want a full horror story, go learn about Cabbage Patch Kids.
I had no idea, Chip. I mean, these kids were already living in a Cabbage Patch. How great could their lives have been? But to know there was this much strife circulating around it. I also love the idea of a sweet old lady doing her best and just making horrifyingly bad dolls.
And that's basically what was happening.
That is so funny to me. Like, I can see that character. That's almost somebody out of an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, he does great with the old ladies, and
It's
just
like,
this woman's making dolls for people, and they are just horrific.
They just like look like melted candles from hell. Yeah.
I love it, dude.
All right, let's jump in. We don't have time to talk about Cabbage Patch Kids all day, or maybe we do. What if this is our highest rated episode, and people are like, no, we need more Cabbage Patch talk? Like, what if this just becomes, I mean, hey, look, it's not too late to pull the plug on Hawaii. I don't have to fly out there and do 2 shows. If we get enough comments, let's see if this just becomes a Cabbage Patch Kid history podcast. We'll see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell. The other option we have, because we do need that breakout episode.
Yes.
We need that episode, that long form. We've had a lot of success with shorts, a lot of success with, different forms of content. But the episodes itself, we need that one episode that gets to 100,000, 500,000 people.
Right.
And we've been workshopping a couple of things. Telling everybody that we are 2 retired NFL players is not off the table.
No.
We've thought about that.
I'm growing my beard a little bit longer.
You're growing your beard a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. We are trying to lift weights, become a little bit stronger.
Yes.
For the visuals, we think that might work. We think the New Heights podcast has a lot going for it. Mm-hmm. And we think we can steal some of that shine, potentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Or we go all in on the Cabbage Patch thing while wearing Hawaiian shirts. Those are the 2 things on the table.
Yeah, that's more in our lane, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Let us know. If you want more Cabbage Patch Kid talk every week, let us know in the comments. But you know what we should do? Let's give them something that they want.
Let's give them something to talk about. How was your weekend, man? What'd you get into?
Speaking of tropical, I was down in the great state of Maryland.
Ooh.
I was working at a conference for teachers with my buddy Jay. We did a workshop for teachers, and we got to see a lot of really... Actually, speaking of Cabbage Patch Kids... so sometimes I work with like teachers. I used to be a teacher, and what we didn't realize until sort of I don't want to say the last minute, but like later on, it was for like mostly like pre-K, like nursery school teachers. Yeah, and what a wild bunch they are! Like what a wild, crazy bunch of people they are. And we had a good time. It was a good time driving down to beautiful Hagerstown, Maryland.
Was it Maryland or Delaware in Wayne's World where they were in the front of the green screen? Like. We're in.
I should know that, and I don't.
We'll cut it out.
If you have a question about Teen Wolf, please let me know, and I can give you any answer you need.
Who's your favorite Teen Wolf, Fox or Bateman?
I mean, it's the Fox, hands down. That's not even a question that should be asked.
All right.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, dude. Dad was in town. I think we hit the last proper go layout on the beach day of the year here in Southern California. The baby was out there, and also great news, the baby is getting a sense of humor, loving jokes. She's
love
got
it.
the knock down.
Okay.
She hits you with a knock. She'll knock on anything, and then you go, "Who's there?" And she goes, "Funny."
I mean, just cutting right to the chase.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite joke of all time. Like that's it's like she's alerting you to the humor is here.
Yeah.
Placeholder, it's right here.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Telling you where to laugh. Like she's putting it together. 1.5. Really unbelievable kid.
My niece, who is now a freshman in high school, which is crazy, but when she was like 5 or 6, you know how kids they don't want to talk to you necessarily, or at least to me. Children don't like to talk to me.
Yeah, it's the built-in safety mechanism for them.
It is. That sixth sense. But I would ask Josie about how do you like school? She's like 5 or 6. How do you like school? How was your day? How was school today or whatever? And she would look at me. She'd just go, "You're funny." Like trying to compliment me, but just to throw me off so I forget that I'm asking her about so Josie, tell me, what's your favorite thing to do in school? You're funny. All right, I guess we're not having this conversation now.
That's a great line to make it seem like you're in a conversation.
Let's do this. Let's do it here. Try this. Watch this. Pretend we're in an interrogation. You're a police officer, a detective. You're interrogating me about a major crime. Go ahead. Scene.
So where did you kill Madeline Costas?
You're funny.
It works. See?
And then it works, and you're like, "Oh, I guess I am. I am kind of charming and quick and witty." And then you're like, "Oh, I guess I better go sign up for an open mic night." And then you let me go.
It's so funny. There was this kid in high school, probably a little awkward socially.
Sure.
And his dad gave him this tip. He was a friend of mine, and he used it a couple of times before telling me what happened. But he was just like, my dad said if I ever don't know what to say and somebody tells me something about themselves, say, "Well, it's about time." and it works surprisingly well in a lot of situations. It's just a cheat code for fumbling through an interaction that you're not really prepared to have.
Yeah. Well, it's about time.
It's just tell me anything that you've purchased or done recently. Give me that.
Okay. The other day I ordered a new pair of glasses.
Oh, it's about time.
See? Because I should have treated myself to a nice pair of glasses a long time ago.
It kind of it's a very fun thing. It's a fun thing. It's it's complimentary. You can add a little excitement, and even if it's something mundane, then you're just like, "Oh, this person's really on board with me, improving my life."
I love it. It's the About Time podcast.
It's About Time yeah,
where
basically.
We just talk about watches and Cabbage Patch Kids.
And FaceTime, the technology.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So, speaking of hacks, that's a communication hack. We're talking about some hacks for budget travel, Chip.
Yep. All right. So, if you are not a multi-millionaire like Thomas and I are,
yep.
If you're one of the peasants out there, but you still want to go on vacation, hey, maybe it's to Hawaii. Maybe it's to Hawaii this Thanksgiving to see us, or wherever you go. I've read some articles, and we put together, there are some tips for traveling on a tight budget. You're like, I don't have the money to go on vacation. You probably do. If you use some of these hacks, they will work. By the way, Thomas, I did some deep research. I also developed a couple of my own hacks.
Chip tips.
Budget
chip tips.
Chip tips. Just the tip of the chip.
Just the tip of the chip, because it costs less than the whole chip.
The whole chip. And that was the worst back page advertisement I ever put out. So, okay, let's say you're planning on going to Hawaii or wherever.
Yep.
Some of these tips happen before the vacation, during the prep, and then some of it's during the vacation. So first of all, number one, airfare. If you're flying somewhere, you got to get that airfare we were just talking about.
Yep.
I just called it air flare, I think, which I think is a special, different thing that I wouldn't say. You have the little wings or maybe a couple other pins. Air flare.
It's a very office space version of travel. Everybody has to wear 5 to 10 pieces of air flare.
Right.
I know
Right.
a lot of people that do that. Do you have any memorabilia of like an old airline or something that people like? I know a lot of people that will wear like a vintage like Hawaiian Airlines hat or something like that, and just get complimented up and down on the airline they're
Because you look
on.
like a pilot from the 60s, like that would have flown Don Draper somewhere.
You know who looks like a pilot from the 60s?
Who's that?
Always has. Joe Biden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's got
Just
a real
pilot from the
pilot
60s.
look.
Yeah, he does. He's got that look. He's got those shades.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's.
I love a nice pair of shades, Chip. What's your favorite sunglasses of all time?
Giant, oversized novelty.
I like lightweight Ray-Bans.
I've never been a real sunglasses guy. And I'm going to get a pair for Hawaii, but I feel like it's just one more thing for me to carry around that I'm going to lose or break. So really the only time I really wear sunglasses besides at night, just like Corey Hart told us, is I have a pair of sunglasses in the car that I use. And I don't even use those in the car anymore because now I need my actual glasses to read the directions on Google Maps. So I'm not a big sunglass. I wish I was more of a sunglasses connoisseur.
We got to get you a prescription sunglass for the trip, buddy.
That could be fun. Maybe I'll do that.
I like that a lot for you. And I'm trying to think, like, when you move, like, it's a non-negotiable here in Southern California. Like, it's so sunny all the time. If you don't bring sunglasses around, you're going to squint. You're going to hurt your eyes. You're going to do all kinds of stuff. And I'm trying to think back, like, I don't remember you ever throwing on a pair of shades when we went on, like, a Starbucks walk or...
I don't think I did when I was living out in L.A. for that. Yeah, I don't think I had sunglasses with me.
My goodness, Chip. You're so brave on those pale little peepers.
My Irish eyes are smiling, apparently, and they're just going to dwindle.
Smiling, dying. Who's counting?
Speaking of smiling and dying.
Yep.
Here are some tips, some Airfare tips. So when you want to get your airline tickets at the right time, they say set up alerts online. You know, they have I think it's like Google Flights, Skyscanner, I think is one where you can just be like, I want to go to Hawaii, these dates, boom, let me know when prices drop or they're going up or whatever. And then you can kind of ride that wave and figure out when the best time to buy is that. So look for that. They say generally book at least a month in advance. So if you're going to Hawaii, you still have another month before that month timeline.
And you have found a dip. You found a dip. It dipped. I don't know if it's come back up or not.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about coming, just look at it and come. It might be cheaper than you think.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a schedule that's a little bit more flexible, definitely fly midweek as compared to the weekends. If you can fly like on a Thursday rather than a Saturday, do that. That's going to drop it down probably a couple hundy. And then there's what we call shoulder season, Thomas. Did you know about shoulder season? I didn't know this.
I know about shoulder season.
I knew what it was, but I didn't know it had a name, and it is shoulder season. It's not the season where I just do shoulders at the gym. It's just the off-peak periods, like in the fall, maybe in the spring, when the fam isn't taking the kids on their summer break or maybe winter break, over Christmas. So it's during the fall, which, hey, we're in the fall too.
Yeah.
It's so they said not only is it cheaper, but then there's less crowds too. So you're not fighting with everybody.
And oftentimes it's the best weather of the whole year, depending on where you're going.
Not too hot, not too cold. It's a bit. We go to the Jersey Shore a lot. My father-in-law rents a place like in the fall and in the spring every year, and it's like the crowds aren't there, but the weather's beautiful, and it's like it's the perfect time to go.
He's been a shoulder seasonman for a long time.
A shoulder Caesarman.
Shoulder Caesarman.
The shoulder Caesarman.
That sounds like it could be a stand-up comedian.
I think Shoulder Caesarman. Oh, no, he was great in the Catskills. Back in the 50s, Shoulder Caesarman murdered. He had that novelty song, Daddy Give Me a Duck.
Quack, quack, Daddy Give Me a Duck. Quack, quack,
quack. He killed all during the season and off season, all up and down the Catskills. Speaking of the Catskills, the hotels, when you're booking your hotel, try to book directly with the hotel. So you can use the aggregates like the Expedias or the whatever, look for the prices, but then give them a call up, give them a ring, go right to that hotel. And a lot of times you can get a cheaper deal because you're cutting out the middleman to a certain extent. So let them do the work, let them do the find that. I mean, look, I'm not telling you what to do, but like that's what people do too, like for like more like house rentals and that type of thing too, where it's like you might find it, but if you have a direct contact, hey, maybe you can cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Oh, also one last thing too, when you're booking hotels, when you're booking flights, if you don't have a lot of money, maybe you got those credit card points. Use those reward miles or whatever you might have on your credit card. Boom, bang. You might get a free flight.
I will also throw one other thing out there. If you have a AAA card, I don't know how they do it, but there's a lot of magic in those AAA cards.
I learned that recently. I did not realize how good it is. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a AAA card, you can get a substantial savings at many, many hotels. You might not even think about it. Like specifically Marriott, I know, has a really good deal with them. What is there anything else I can think of?
One time a year it works. If you're a AAA member, they will show up to a hotel room and you can have a rolled up carpet that might seem heavier than just a regular carpet.
Yeah, no questions asked.
No questions asked. They will take that carpet away. No questions asked. One time a year.
That's a big benefit. That is well worth the price of admission. AAA, everybody.
Now, once you're on vacation, couple of tips to cut those prices down. Get used to public transit. Do they have a subway system? Is there a train system, a bus system?
Yeah.
Rather than booking getting a taxi or getting an Uber everywhere.
Yep.
If it's not walkable. And then it's by the way, I like this too because I like being a part of, if we're going to like another city, I want to feel what it's like to live in that city. I don't want to just be a tourist.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to eat, you're going out to restaurants, find out where the locals eat. Don't go to the touristy spot, because it might not be the best. Usually it's not. And usually they jack up the prices. Go to that neighborhood that's a little off the beaten path that has the best food in the world for a lot cheaper where the locals go.
Yeah.
And then you may want to rent a car. If you're going car rental, that can be pricey, but it can save you some money in the long run because then you're not paying for taxis and Ubers if you're doing that. You can also go to I think, Thomas, you might utilize this sometimes. You can then maybe go to the grocery store with a car.
Yep.
Pick up, some peanut butter and jelly, some cold cuts or whatever. Then you have a meal a day maybe where you can just eat in the hotel room or wherever you are rather than going out and paying for a restaurant for every single meal. So sometimes that rental car can save you money in the long run.
Absolutely.
Okay, now you're going to eat out probably.
Yeah.
I thought this was an interesting thing. If you're going to splurge on a meal, you're going to be like, we're going to have one big meal, one fancy meal a day. Like, this is the thing. Do it at lunch, not dinner.
Really?
Because lunch is cheaper as long as like if they're doing the same offerings, generally lunch is cheaper, it's less crowded. They have the lunch menu. So if you go and you do your splurge meal, do it at lunch, have that as the big meal, and then maybe something smaller for dinner because that's the priciest meal.
I never thought of that, but that's totally true.
Yeah. I thought that was great. Or, hey, splurge at breakfast. Why not? Go for it. Get those Mickey Mouse pancakes. Then you can always look up, go online. My wife is great at this. Groupon and Eventbrite.
Yeah.
Look to see what kind of events are happening in that town or wherever you are, and you might be able to get a group discount or some sort of discount on some sort of experience or a show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So don't forget about those when you're on vacation. So so those are some tips to travel where you can really cut down the bottom line of your trip. But I also did come up with some tips of my own that you can use to really save money during travel season.
Chip tips.
Okay. If you're eating at a restaurant, even like a fancy restaurant, order a hearty meal filled with protein. It can be that expensive cheap meal, whatever it is. Eat that very large meal. And then here's the tip. It's all about timing. Before the waiter brings the check, you and your party run out of the restaurant and flee into the streets. Never to be seen again. Free meal.
That is a tip, dude.
Right?
That's a great savings. And I can't see how that would go wrong.
No. Okay, here's another one.
Chip tip 2.
Instead of paying for a pricey hotel room, if you're staying at a beach resort or somewhere near the ocean, like we will be in Hawaii, instead of paying for a pricey room, the first night you're in town, find a small shed, maybe in someone's backyard, maybe a utility shed, a municipal shed. Drag that shed to the beach. With a proprietary blend of glue and sand, cover that shed with sand.
Yeah.
Make it look like a giant sandcastle.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to make it a little ornate, because if it's so ornate, people aren't going to mess with it.
It's delicate, potentially.
Then you can quietly live inside that sandcastle shed for the entirety of your trip.
Chip, that's a palatial room for free.
Yes. On the beach.
You want to be on the beach. You want to hear the waves. You want to be surrounded by beauty and art. And you really want to feel the local weather. You don't want to be burdened by AC.
No.
Glass windows, all that kind of stuff. Get in a shed.
Yes.
Live like the king of the houseless.
Yes.
That's a great tip, Chip. That's a great tip.
And it's just the hundreds of dollars you will save.
Chip tip 3.
If you are staying or you're in a high tourist area. Okay, Thomas, this one's for you.
Yeah.
I'm picturing you being able to do this.
Okay.
What you want to do is, I'd say even once a day, put on a little sailor suit with a sailor hat, white shorts, knee socks.
Oh, I'm into this one.
Okay?
This is a fantasy of mine, Chip.
Maybe carry a lollipop with you.
Ooh.
And then go into a restaurant or maybe a food store and make it look like you're crying, or at least that you were. And then say, find a clerk or somebody who works there and say, in a very sad way, maybe you're whimpering a little bit, just say, I can't find my mom and dad. And then while they're calling the authorities to get this APB out on this missing child, and then just mention that you're hungry, and they're like, oh, this poor kid is hungry.
Yeah.
Can we give you a hamburger or something? And you're like, yes, please. Eat the hamburger, and then just say, oh, I think I see my mom. And then, again, run out of that restaurant dressed as that sailor. But you're a full-grown man, Thomas, but you're dressed like a little sailor boy. They think you're an 8-year-old.
Yeah, no, this is great. And can I throw a name on it? Can I put a name to a face here?
Please.
I want to call this chip tip, the little boy blue.
I love it. That is what we call the little boy blue. I think we can write a book. Maybe that's our next
Chip Tips.
Sunburnt Podcast presents.
Sunburnt Podcast presents Chip Tips. I'll get ChatGPT on it. I think we might go to press tomorrow.
Great. Let's do it.
Chip Tip 4.
This is sort of leapfrogging off of something you said in your vacation rules about buying souvenirs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, instead of purchasing souvenirs on vacation for friends, family, coworkers, fake your own death.
FYOD.
Because if you are deceased, they will not be expecting you to return and bring them a T-shirt with Dollywood on it or whatever it might be.
Right.
So all you have to do is spend a little bit of money by putting an obituary in the local newspaper back home.
Yep.
That has your name, age, everything. Maybe a cause of death. You can be creative with that. Have fun.
Yeah.
And then they think that you're no longer with us, so then therefore you do not have to buy souvenirs for anyone. And then what you do is you pack up and you start a new life.
Yeah.
Instead of paying for those pricey souvenirs.
Yeah, you don't want to get somebody a keychain with their name on it when you can just fake your own death. And pro tip, if in your obituary you do the in lieu of flowers, support this charity that helps beautiful young men see the world.
I see where this is going.
You set up a 501c, a nonprofit, and you take that cash and you use it to help you, a beautiful little boy,
young man,
see the world.
Again, it's what we call a win-win, Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a win-win-win with the wind in your hair and the sand on your toes. It's a win-win-win.
So I want you to win-win-win this Thanksgiving while we go to Hawaii. And look, you're basically going to make money when you come with us to Hawaii this year.
I've got 2 other just mild little hacks.
Oh, so Tommy tips.
It's more of the front end of what you were talking about.
Right.
But I will say, remarkable. If you're a Costco member, remarkable auto rental program.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really
Boy, they do
good
everything
rates. they also
And when you
have,
rent a car at Costco, you can actually rent 8 at a time. Is that right?
definitely. You kind of have to.
It's
You
by
kinda
the
have
fleet.
to. But the rates are great, and then there's some benefits too. Like if you're you can put a second driver on there for free normally. Read the fine print, see what you're seeing there. But they do get really, really good rates. And then also like specifically on Hawaii, but really anywhere. If your first stop after the airport is Costco, and you get your snacks, you get your booze, whatever like you are hoping to imbibe on during your trip, you can really save on a lot of meals and snacks and that kind of stuff. Just have a little stash back at the room, and you can rip it and grip it.
I love it. I love it. One of my favorite vacations, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but one of my favorite vacations, my buddy Freddie and I, this is years ago, went up to Maine.
Before he got fingered?
It was during, actually.
Oh, wow. This is
During
the trip
the
where he
time.
got fingered.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, my God.
And honestly, it might have been the year that movie came out is when we were up in Maine. So it could have been simultaneous.
Yeah, great.
But we went up, and what we would do is whenever we get into town in Maine, you come into town first, and then you go out to the neck where we stay on the water. So we'd always stop at the grocery store. Okay, we go to Shaw's or Hannaford's and pick up stuff. But what Freddie and I did was we got a few pounds of bologna, like a couple loaves of bread for the week, some cereal and milk. So that was our day, right?
Yeah.
And then every night, and we could do this in the area where we are because this invasive species came in. You can't do it anymore. But we would be able to walk out right on the bay, right in front of the house we stayed in, and just pick, within 20 minutes, pick a 5-gallon bucket of mussels.
Oh, wow.
Just right off the rocks. And then he was a great cook. He would literally just steam up the mussels, and we'd have mussels for dinner every night, every single night of the week.
Dude, you're wild boys.
We were wild boys. So you might not be able to get your steamed mussels, but check into Costco. It's a great tip. Was there another tip too?
No. That was it. It was a combo.
The Costco
it was
too.
The cars specifically.
Yep.
Tremendous rental cars. They have a whole like travel program that can be really good at times. Sometimes you just get like the published rate, but you get some Costco add-ons or whatever. We don't work with Costco. We're not sponsored by Costco. I'm just telling you what I've experienced.
And I believe their best rates are flights to the nation of Costcovia.
It's true. You're not going to get a better rate on a Costcovia flight, and it's because they can fuel up the jets with their own gasoline chip.
See, that's what it is. The planes just come right in, boom, and then take off.
It's vertically integrated. Yeah, and the hot dogs on the flight too. That's not hurting.
No.
And our other big travel chip is $1.50 hot dogs at Costco.
I mean, come on.
How can you beat that? Comes with a drink.
So those are our traveler chips. I said it too. Traveler chips.
It's really hard not to say traveler chips.
It really is. I'm going to work on that for next time. But hey, go somewhere on a budget. You can cut those corners. There we go.
And I cannot overrate PB&Js.
They are the perfect food. Peanut butter jelly. I mean, they're not the greatest thing for you in the world, but it might be my favorite. Like if I had to pick one food for the rest of my life, honestly, it might just be peanut butter jelly.
Especially if in this scenario you have to make it. You know, there's a lot of foods I think I think I probably eat that for the rest of my life. But if I had to make pad see ew every day for myself,
it's a lot of work.
PB&J in the hotel room, PB&J in the car, PB&J in the tub, PB&J on the roof. PB&J in the basement, PB&J on the beach. You can take them anywhere, and they're rugged. They last for the day. They won't spoil on you. And they cheap, Chip.
Yeah,
they cheap.
And you get your protein.
You have that for a meal, and then you splurge on the other things. PB&J.
That's all we're gonna do.
Do you think we can get PB&J to sponsor the podcast?
I would love for the good people at the Peanut Butter and Jelly Council to sponsor the Sunburnt Podcast. I think we could go as far as say we rebrand it and call it the Sunburnt Sandwich.
Oh, Sunburnt Sando.
Sunburnt Sando. It's just peanut butter and jelly. Yeah,
it's peanut butter and jelly. Maybe a peanut butter and honey.
Maybe with like an orange slice next to it. Would be like the sun going down.
A little vitamin C.
Yeah. See? It's healthy all around.
Buddy, well, that was great. Thanks so much for doing that research. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We all just saved a lot of money.
And I hope you guys just take a trip.
Yeah.
Go somewhere fun. See a place you haven't seen before. Do it on the cheap. Do it on a long weekend.
Yeah.
Get out
Absolutely.
of town, see the world, visit your fellow humans. It is a blast, and it's one of the reasons I think we're on this planet is to kind of see how everybody else is doing things.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Checking
it,
it all out.
partake.
Speaking of checking it all out, Thomas.
Yeah, check it out.
How about we travelers check it out?
Let's travelers chip it out.
Okay. Last week we teased, we were talking about traveler's checks. We made a joke about it, and then we're like, wait, what are traveler's checks?
No clue what traveler's checks are. Still.
I remember using them. I don't remember when. I was a youth, but on some trip, they were given to me, and I had to use traveler's checks. I don't remember exactly where, but I was a child. Okay. So, and then we're like, well, what are traveler's checks? Do people still use traveler's checks? Are they even still a thing?
Right.
Did a little research. I'm going to give you the 2-minute quick spiel. Traveler's checks, okay?
Yeah.
The history of traveler's checks, first of all. Okay. So they started actually, do you want to take a guess when the first traveler's check was issued?
1974.
Good guess. You're about 200 years off.
What?
About 200 years off. So in the 1700s,
whoa.
London credit houses would issue letters of credit to sometimes to sailors, but mostly to wealthy tourists, because sometimes the exchange, the different currencies and all that were tough. When they were traveling overseas, they would offer these letters of credit, which were basically the first traveler's checks. Okay,
that's wild, dude.
But
I had
then,
no idea.
Thomas, a little closer to your time frame.
Yeah.
In 1891.
Yeah, a little closer.
American Express issued the first modern traveler's checks.
American Express has been around since 1891?
Yes. Crazy, right? I mean, since before that, apparently, too. Yeah.
That's nuts. I had no clue.
Yeah, don't leave home without that fact.
So, like, the Trojan, like the Trojan, like, mascot for it was probably just who was president when the company was founded?
There were a few Trojan presidents, yes. Yes, they were Whigs. Which is funny you say that, the Trojan, because that is American Express, because when I even just Google image search traveler's checks, and all of them had the Trojan guy on it. So, which makes sense.
I mean, I remember my dad having them, and I remember the Trojan guy. Like, I remember, that's the only thing I remember about traveler's checks is, like, I think you had to sign them, and that they were American Express.
Yes. So, yes, I think that's like the big house that does it. I should say, well, actually, we'll get to that. So now, Thomas, I think you said 1974.
74.
That makes more sense because they grew in popularity in the 1900s, and then especially the second half of the 20th century. So the 1950s up through the 1990s, that was traveler's checks' heyday. That was their big moment to shine. Everybody traveling was using traveler's checks. They were doing it. But now, Thomas, we are in the 21st century.
Heck yeah.
There still are traveler's checks available. You can get them, but we have people with credit cards, ATM machines, debit cards, where you can use them so many places, even abroad, where you don't really need traveler's checks. So they've really gone by the wayside. So we don't really use traveler's checks anymore. Although I think you can, if you really wanted to, I think you can still purchase them.
What's the main functionality of a traveler's check?
So let's say you want to travel.
Yeah, I do.
You don't want to carry a whole lot of cash around or the exchange rates or whatever. What you would do is you would go to maybe American Express, you would go to a bank, wherever it is, and you would get some traveler's checks. Generally, you pay a little bit of a fee for them. There's like a little, you're going to pay a little extra. And then they will issue checks in different denominations, like $20, $50 check, $100 check, and you would get a stack or how many checks you want for however much money you want in those generally 20, 50, 100 denominations. And then you sign the top of those checks, okay? And there's like a space at the top where you sign it, your signature. Yeah. Then you take those checks, you take them on vacation, and then when you want to pay that, you basically pay as if you're paying cash. But in front of the clerk, you then, when you're buying something on location, you sign it again. And if those signatures match up, that 14-year-old girl who's working at a hot dog stand in, Tallahassee is like, yeah, okay, this is you. And then they take it as cash, basically.
So that's it. It's just the double signature. That's the big...
It's the double siggy. That seems to be it. And then, the thing is, If you so this is what a lot of people worried about crime on vacation. It's an uproarious thing where people are like, oh my God, I'm going, especially going to a foreign land where I'm going to be murdered and whatever. It's like, no, stop it. But they're afraid they might lose money or have the money stolen.
Yeah.
So if you have cash stolen, you're kind of done. But if you have traveler checks, you can then call the bank or the institution and they will cancel those checks. And usually within 24 hours, will issue new checks to your location. So they're a little bit more secure. So they can be canceled or thing. But it seems like a lot. It seems like I feel like it's almost like if I was going on vacation, rather than traveler's checks, I would just buy a stack of scratch-off lottery tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would get to a store and be like, oh, I'd love to buy this novelty T-shirt. Let me see what I got. And then I would just start scratching away. I feel like that's just as easy. And then, oh, here's a $6 winner. Oh, great. Here's an $8 winner. All right, I only need 4 more of these, and I can have this T-shirt.
That's one thing. I really want to relax when I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And if I felt pressure to mirror image my own signature.
Oh, my God.
How consistent is your signature, Chip?
Not very. I will say mine is very, I take after my dad this way, you cannot read my signature. Mine is very like, like kind of crazy, wispy, like all over the place.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's kind of easy because it's a fast thing. But yeah, I'm not very consistent.
I remember being a kid and practicing signing my signature on baseballs, Chip.
Oh yeah, your autograph, because you're going to be a famous baseball player someday.
I legitimately did not put a lot of effort into baseball. Yeah. But still thought like there's a 50-50 chance this signing a baseball thing is going to become mandatory in my life. So I better get a good one now.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, my signature is all over the place.
In your adult life, how many baseballs have you signed for people?
0.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I saw a baseball in real life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except for that lady who stole the baseball from the little kid. I saw that clip all over the place.
It's just Philly's Karen, man. She went viral for a little bit. I don't think they ever specifically identified who she was. There was a lot of false claims of people being accused that just look like that lady, but I don't know if the actual lady ever came forward or not. It's because the world has been a crazy, crazy place these past 2 weeks. I don't know if you've checked the news, but that sort of got overshadowed.
Well, I have checked the news, and it's mostly about tropical travel and budget travel tips. That's mostly what people have been talking about.
That's what people are talking about these days, and signed baseballs.
I think what was wild about that incident with the baseball was it wasn't a Phillies home game, was it?
No, I think it was down in Florida, I want to say.
Yeah, so like that's just a Florida person who is just disparaging your guys' good name as fans.
But I think she might have been a Phillies fan too. I think she had a Phillies shirt on.
No, I think she was a Phillies fan, but she wasn't. She's not living in Philadelphia.
It's besmirching the good name of Philadelphia sports fans. That sparkling reputation that we have there is now a chink in the armor, and it's not. It doesn't look good for us at all.
I hear Lenny Dykstra is furious.
He is so angry. So
just
angry.
About the reputation.
He's literally spitting nails.
Speaking of just monumental feelings, big stories, we're going to switch on over to the biggest stage possible. We're going to crack open the good book. We're working off the 2025 Guinness Book of World Records. And Chip and I have each picked one that speaks to our soul, that moves our minds, body, and spirit to want to accomplish more. Yes. And solidifies our wonder in the world. Chip, what is your Guinness Book of World Records fact for this week?
All right. This one isn't super tropical by any stretch, but it is, as much as I love the tropics, it is getting to be one of my favorite seasons. It's spooky season.
Oh, I love spooky season. Shout out Spooky Steve.
Spooky Steve, our hearse driving tour guide through all over the country. Used to be Savannah, I believe, in Las Vegas now. Spooky Steve. I started watching horror movies. That it's like I get into them. My wife has an appointment after work today, so she's not gonna be home for a while. So I think it's like hunker down a little bit early, cut down, get some dinner, and just sit down and watch a horror movie. It's my favorite time of year.
I love it, dude. Have you watched any this year, or like have any on the docket?
We always kick it off with, and we just kicked it off with Hubie Halloween, the Adam Sandler 2020 classic.
Such a fun
I am
one.
such a cheerleader for that ridiculous movie, Hubie Halloween. If you've not seen it, and you're like, it's a ridiculous made for Netflix Adam Sandler movie, it will put you in the Halloween spirit more than any other. And then there's one other horror movie that I've watched so far this season that I always kick it off to is, God, this is a great, terrible, terrible movie that I love. I fell asleep watching it the other night. It is the 1985 made-for-TV movie, The Midnight Hour, which actually comes up in my Guinness Book of World Records today. That actual movie. It was an ABC made-for-TV movie, 1985. I was 8 years old. I remember watching it on Halloween night. Like, me and my friend and my brother went out trick-or-treating. My friend slept over, and we stayed up late and watched The Midnight Hour.
Holy
it stars
cow.
Peter DeLuise. It stars Sherry Belafonte. Who's the Reading Rainbow guy? LeVar Burton.
LeVar
is
Burton.
in it. It's amazing. It's like all of these great. But you can find it on YouTube. It's a terrible movie, but I love it so much. So anyway, speaking of movies and spooky season, my Guinness Book of World Records this week is the most appearances by a movie in other movies.
So the most times a movie has been kind of like a character in a different movie.
People are sitting there watching TV and there's a movie on TV.
Yeah.
It's that movie that's playing. Like a lot of times it's like some, crazy B movie, or just sometimes they'll even make it up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But this is an actual movie that you see in other movies. And the record goes to George Romero's 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah. Yes. Right? Yeah. And it's as of January of 2024, Night of the Living Dead has been seen in 129 movies.
But that's got to be the winner by, I don't know, it's 50x, the next closest thing.
Absolutely.
That's so many times for that.
So many times.
That old chestnut to be brought out.
Yes. And there's a reason why.
Okay. I'm waiting for, because I'm confused.
Okay. So the reason George Romero's 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead, has been seen in so many movies is because it is public domain. Anybody can show that movie basically at any time.
Came out in 68 and it's public domain.
It's public domain.
And no other movies from 68 are?
Not that I know of. It's not copywritten. Okay. Okay, so it's not copywritten. Now, here's the deal. Okay. Originally, Night of the Living Dead was called Night of the Flesh Eaters. And in that print of the movie, they made the movie, now, boom, Night of the Flesh Eaters. And then it had the copyright card on there saying that, copywritten or whatever, it had the right, it was copywritten. And then at the last minute, they decided to change it from Night of the Flesh Eaters to Night of the Living Dead. And when they switched that out, they forgot to include the copyright card and then I guess like re-register it or whatever. So just that little mistake has, first of all, cost George Romero millions of dollars.
Whoa.
And it's just public domain. Anybody can use it because of that little slip up. So now, especially horror movies, if they want to reference an old movie, and it's a great old movie, it's a classic movie, that they can just show snippets of it without any permission, without paying any money. And they can just make it happen. It's been in, you can see Night of the Living Dead in Halloween 2, in Clerks, Grindhouse, the Tarantino movie Grindhouse, The Midnight Hour, that made-for-TV movie that I talked about, and Natural Born Killers, Woody Harrelson is another one. And those are just a few of the 129 movies and countless TV shows that will use clips from Night of the Living Dead.
That is wild. So this isn't just a world record for a film being featured in other films and TV shows. It also might be the world record for the biggest copyright goof.
Oh,
of all time.
It has to be. I mean, George, he's lost, like, because back, like, I don't know if you remember this, but, like, back in video store days, like, there would always be, like, weird copies of it because they never had to buy it from a company. They could just burn copies, just record copies and just, like,
that's insane.
put a little cover on it, and they can show it for free. So I think, I will say this, I think to drive up numbers of this podcast, this could be our breakout episode. Next week, we just welcome the show, and then we just show Night of the Living Dead in its entirety for the episode.
I think at least some clips. I mean, that could be a fun spooky season addition to the Sunburnt Podcast. Tropical travel, mix it with a little, flesh-eating action.
See? I love it. Sunburnt flesh eat. I think it's the best thing.
Oh.
Were you a guy? Yeah. Did you at your home? I do not want to. I think the statute of limitations has expired. Were you and your family people who pirated movies? Like, did you like record? We'd get like a movie from the video store and like record it on like a separate VCR or anything like that? Because we did that.
I think we had aspirations to do it. I had a friend who, like it was their family's life's work to just recreate Blockbuster inside their home.
I love this family. That's my life goal as well. Yeah.
It was such a different world though. Like, you know how everybody's 4K and they've got like a real nice home setup. Like it was exactly the opposite. The TVs were such garbage compared to what we have today. They would put it on super long play.
Okay.
And they could fit 2 to 3 movies on a single VHS tape.
Yes, we had the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you're already on a VHS, and then you're like, let's make it 3 times worse.
Yes.
Because we just want the ability to watch this thing. So they would go rent movies, and they would never watch the actual tape that they came on. They would just watch it for the process of stacking it up. And they had a little computer. They had like a little like spreadsheet where you would look it up and see what number the tape was on.
That's amazing. They really went all out.
Really well organized. It was all on this like fold out shelf. I can remember it. And just a lot of classic films in there.
Oh, that's beautiful. I remember one of our favorite tapes when I was very little had the 3 movies. You ready for this? Vacation.
Wow.
Grease. And Footloose.
Woo.
So a little comedy, a little dancing, a little song and dance.
Yeah.
And then the very serious dancing of Mr. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. When the dancing has a risk on it, that's how you know it's serious.
Exactly.
When there's a cost.
Yeah. But so that is my Guinness Book of World Records. The most appearance of a movie in other movies, 1968's George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And I will say, too, he has suffered great financial losses from this, but also because it's such in the zeitgeist and it's a go-to that I think it's also kept the movie alive. So it's sort of like kept his legacy alive. So therefore, I think he got some notoriety from it to a certain extent. So I think it helped in a certain way.
He definitely got some benefits out of it. And also, the name is so much better.
Night of the Flesh Eaters. Like, that's just a schlock B movie.
The name change was a strong name change.
Strong change. Strong change. Absolutely.
All right.
So that's that, Thomas. So if you see Night of the Living Dead, just know that you can watch it whenever you want. Thomas, what is your Guinness Book of World Record?
My Guinness Book of World Records drifts from the world of copyright into the world of performance, Chip.
All right.
And it ties in tropically because it includes one of my favorite tropical animals, the parrot.
Kickoff.
My world record is for the most items identified by a parrot in 3 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, you want your parrot action confined to 3 minutes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You don't want to know what they can do in 30. You also don't want to know what they can do in 1.
No, it has to be specifically 3.
This is the world's most talented parrot, from what I can tell, and you want to put a nice 3-minute timer on him.
Yes, you do.
This parrot's name was Apollo. Great name. And he's an African gray.
Okay.
Which feels a little funny coming off your tongue if you say it as a white person.
Yeah, it is literally a gray area.
It really is. But you can't think about parrots in terms of race because, first of all, they're parrots and they don't have that. Yep. But also, one of the most famous parrot sayings, Polly want a cracker, takes a whole new tone and turn when you bring in human racial identity into it.
Literally ruffles some feathers. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll ruffle some feathers. Anyways, Apollo guess how many objects he named in these 3 minutes?
Oh, geez. I mean, he's a bird. Like 10?
Close. It was 12 objects.
Whoa.
It's not fake. He's really doing it. Like,
yeah.
They just bring out an object in front of him, and he says what it is.
Okay.
So he was able to do 12 objects. Here's the thing, though. The examples they give in the Guinness book are a block, a rock, and a sock.
All right, Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. There's a lot of ox in there.
A lot of ox.
I did look it up. I did some outside research. He also named bug and a couple other things that weren't ox.
Okay.
But they do sound a little similar.
He's got a type is what you're saying.
He does have a type. It was done in St. Petersburg, Florida on December 18th, 2023.
Okay, so recent.
It's pretty recent, but he was born in 2020. He was hatched in 2020, Apollo was.
You don't think about parrots as hatching. You just think of, like, birds hatch, but, like, I don't think of parrots do hatch, don't they?
Yeah,
it's like, I always just think parrots are just kind of there.
They start off as eggs, and it said that's how it's said in the good book is hatching.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right, but it's like I just don't pick like a big bright parrot, even like a gray parrot like that. You don't think of it coming from an itty bitty little egg.
Yeah, but born in 2020, hatched in 2020, in the good book at 2023. Can you imagine being in the Guinness Book of World Records at 3 years old?
No, even as a child, as a human child. That's pretty impressive.
The owners say that Apollo has the intelligence of a human toddler. Okay. And he has quite the following on YouTube. If you go to Apollo and Friends spelled Frens, you can see videos of Apollo like being flashed cards, and he can tell you what color they are.
Yeah.
He can also recognize like different types of objects. Like he knows what materials things are made out of. Like if they're glass, metal, or paper. He understands some numbers, and dude, he's just the coolest. Like if you hear his voice, like go on the YouTube channel. I could watch it all day. He's got a very distinct voice, and he just rattles off these words.
I love it.
1.8 million followers on YouTube alone.
I mean, that has to be a record.
For a parrot, maybe, I don't know. Like animals do well on social media.
Yeah, they
like,
do. Yeah, they do.
Maybe we should just name some colors, name some objects, and we can grow this following to an Apollo like standard.
Rock, sock, block.
If you want to check him out, go to Apollo and Friends. 1.8 million followers. I just watched the video this morning that I was talking about where he names colors. And it is worth the time. Strangely addictive. Congrats, Apollo.
Yeah, congrats,
buddy. The ripe old age of 5 or 6. Congrats on making it the good book. And we welcome you into the Sunburnt Hall of Fame here. You're a tropical bird doing incredible things.
Huzzah, young man.
Huzzah.
Well done.
All right, buddy. It's time to get into some vacation rules.
Yeah. We gave you some chip tips. Now we're going to give some actual rules. These are things you must abide by.
The dude must abide.
Here's vacation rule number 123. If you're traveling with a group, there's party time, there's beach time, and there's me time. All right? You don't need to be joined to the grass skirt the entire vacation. Let people breathe. It's an all-inclusive resort, not a 3-legged race. You don't have to be together the entire time.
Chip likes a little room to roam. You like a little Chip time.
Yeah, off the leash, baby.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that does need like your own time?
I do like my own time. Like I love being with people, but then I like to have a little bit of time of like, all right, now I'm going to have 30 minutes of just let me just do my thing and then come back, refuel, and boom, I'm ready to go. So I love both, but I do need to kind of have both, I think.
I oddly need zero me time.
Really?
I've been described as a puppy person.
Okay.
I might not like put out that vibe, but like I could be around people all day. Like that's why I love being married and having a kid. There's always people around.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think my wife and I work pretty well because we love being together, but we're also like independent people, so we can just do like me time as well, like even just in the house, like different spots, and then come back together.
Yeah.
But it's even when I was a little kid, like I would just like play with my little Star Wars figures and stuff like that. And my mom like, there's kids down the street. I'm like, yeah, I know. And like I had friends. I loved hanging out with kids, but like my brother was somebody like my brother always needed to have friends around, and I'm like, I could just go entertain myself for 2 hours. Not talk.
I can do it. I could as a kid too. Like I could dig into a book or do something by myself, but I'd always be wondering like, what are people with friends doing right now?
I will say like when like my wife, she and her mom usually go away once a year. They go like over to Europe or something like that together. They go hiking. It's like a whole thing. They'll be gone for like a week or two, and like I'll be like, oh, I got the place to myself. It's just me and the dog. This will be great. We hang out, whatever. And then by like day 3, I'm like, oh wait, I haven't talked to another human being in 72 hours. Like something's off, something's weird. And then I'm like, oh, I need to find. And then like I go hang out with a friend and be like, all right, I'm normal again.
I think that was also one of the things that was so exciting about starting comedy for me was just when I was a single dude, it gave me a place to be with people I loved 7 nights a week.
Oh, absolutely. Like that was, and it was also, I would assume for you too, like I had friends in high school and college and they're great and all, but like I found my people with stand up. So it was like I had to go every week, like to be there, to be a part of it. Like every week, every night, just to, because you just wanted to hang out with your buddies. Yeah, it was the best.
Just hang out with your buddies, and there was a place to do it, and I didn't have to invite anybody. Like it was like really the cheat code for what I needed socially at the time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
All right.
Thomas, what is your vacation rule?
My vacation rule is rule number 328, and it's this: try exotic foods, even if you have IBS. YOLO is how many travelers enjoy life, but YOPO isn't a thing at all. You only poo once, Chip. It's not a thing. YOLO is
not the way
you got to do
the
it.
Way it's said. Absolutely, I 100% agree. Live life to the fullest, inside and out.
Yeah, it's like I do have a little bit of IBS, and especially spicy food will really throw me in a strange bathroom necessity situation.
Okay,
but if it's food that I can't get somewhere else, if it's authentic, if it's exciting, you just got to throw caution into the wind and go for it.
Yeah,
like. As much as on vacation's the last place I want to be desperately searching for a restroom, I still got to try anything, or why should I go? Why should you go? Try it all, live life, use a public restroom in Singapore, wherever you happen to be.
There has to be a lot of outtakes from Anthony Bourdain's shows.
Oh my gosh. He's eating a raw duck egg, and you think he had it was all roses in the restroom and everything moved normally?
No, not at all.
And a raw fermented duck egg.
just an African gray parrot egg.
Don't say that. They can talk, Chip.
You know what we should say, though?
What should we say?
We should say some Jimmy Buffett facts.
Ooh, the man, Jimmy Buffett. We dig into Jimmy Buffett's life every week, unearthing new factoids about him, his process, his vibe, his lifestyle. And it's been one of the most rewarding things we've ever done in our whole careers, really digging into this person. He played by his own rules. He inspired millions, created a whole community based around having a good time and getting the most out of life. And we celebrate him with these facts today. Chip, what is your Jimmy Buffett fact for the week?
Jimmy Buffett never wore a Walkman, a Discman, or streamed music. He just had a steel drum band on call at all times.
That is sweet, dude.
That's pretty powerful. He just call them up and be like, boys, need a song.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. That's his genius.
Yes.
I mean, he did make a fair amount of scratch, especially towards the end.
He did.
But he didn't use it like for a golden boat or to celebrate himself. He used it because he needed that sweet steel drum in his ear when he needed that steel drum in his ear. And why not have them around on call? Great use, Jimbo.
Absolutely. Well done. How about you, Thomas?
This is actually a topical fact based on kind of what's going on in the world today, taking a look back at his life and seeing how he would feel about some stuff that's going on at the moment. I always enjoyed his perspective.
Sure.
So This is my Buffett fact for the week. Jimmy Buffett wasn't a fan of censorship, except for the word ship, tucked right in there at the end.
That's the nice thing about censorship is there is a ship in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the fact that he could see a way to the sea through all the negativity in the world, you know? Yeah. And he just focused in on that back part. Censorship. He wasn't a fan. He did have some bawdier songs.
Yes, he did.
That sometimes people wouldn't want him to play in front of their kids. And he was like kind of the most amount of censorship I want in my life is if you don't want your kids to hear it, why don't you put your little fingers in their ear holes and block out the parts of the tune you don't like.
Exactly.
He wasn't completely above changing it in certain situations, though. He wasn't like he didn't feel like I have to honor my words. This is whatever. He would change songs from time to time, depending on if he felt the vibe wasn't right to talk about certain subjects.
Sure.
And specifically, songs that dealt with lovemaking.
Oh, yeah.
Or boozing. Sometimes he would change the words to incorporate like safer sex terms. Or, moderation or designated drivers, that kind of thing.
I love it. The man, he could party, but he was wise.
Exactly. And more than anything, at least from the outside, I know myself, it appeared he was happy. And I think the person who has more happy days on this planet than anybody else is the one who won life. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
That's what we're searching after. That's what we're trying to find. That's what we hope Mr. Buffett is leading us to.
Absolutely. Great fact, Thomas. Great fact. I love it.
Thanks, buddy. Well, dude, this has been an amazing episode, man. It's absolutely flown by. We've actually gone
Jam-packed.
Significantly over. We were having the rundown of what this episode was going to be before we started it. We kind of, are shaping it through the week, and we actually pulled a couple of things out. We're like, we're probably going to be on time if we take this thing out. We took those things out, and we still
we're over.
Delivered more show.
Yes. More show.
Buddy, well, dude, as always, I love doing this with you. It's been the most fun thing I get to do. This is the 32nd episode we've done. We are sitting 62 days away from Chip Chantry's Thanksgiving in Paradise, which I am so excited about. This year, we wanted to do something fun, do something tropical, mix it with comedy. We came up with Chip Chantry's Thanksgiving in Paradise, where we're going to Waikīkī the day before Thanksgiving and doing a show right there on the beach at a beautiful jazz club in the Blue Note Jazz Club, Hawaii. And dude, I'm fired up about it. It's we're 9 weeks away.
Yeah, can't believe it.
That means we've got 9 or 8 podcasts to go before we're going to be putting our toes in that sand, having
There's tootsies in that Pacific.
Yeah, putting our tootsies in the. I checked the the water temperature this weekend. When I was at the beach, it was chilly. I have to dip the baby's feet in, and I just checked the water temperature in Waikīkī on Sunday. You want to guess what the high was for water temperature in Waikīkī?
I'm not good with water temperature. It's like 62.
80 degrees, Chip.
Oh, my God.
It's like bath water.
That's amazing.
It really is truly amazing. And I'm just like replaying it in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference between the Pacific here and the Pacific there. And I am so excited in November to just take a float in that warm water, dude. It's going to be unbelievable. This is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. Until next time, stay burnt. Front desk.
Hi, this is Mr. Chantry in room 308. I'd like to make a complaint. My TV remote control is disgusting.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chantry. We'll have somebody come up and clean that right away.
No, it's not dirty. It's just every time I turn the TV on, The Big Bang Theory is playing.
We'll go ahead and get that TV removed right away.